Hello, good evening to one and all. I am GOPI, studying final year mechanical engineering from Pratisha Engineering College. Before starting this session, I like to thank my college and my department for giving me this opportunity. Okay, let's move on to the session. Here my topic is FMEA. FMEA is nothing but failure mode of effective analysis. Okay, let's know what is FMEA? FMEA is nothing but it is a classification of failure by severity of its effect, how often they are occur, and how easily they can be detected. In this point, we noted the word severity. Please be noted. Severity. Next point is it is nothing but finding the failures and before making of some product, we finding the failures and we are doing before in the early stage. This is the FMEA. Failure mode and the way which is processed. That is nothing but in which way the failure will be occurred. Before the failure occurs, we will be noting on it. Okay. Next point is effective way that the failure can be lead and the waste can be detected and harmful outcome for the customer. Definition of control and preventive failure. What do we need to do next? Next is FMEA. It is in a failure mode and effective as failure. It is nothing but of it means of potential and mode. Mode is the it means the type of it and possibilities to overcome the effects. And the effective is it means of the negativity of the effects and the process under the stand analysis. It means of study the risk and reducing those risks. And we now is the FMEA history. Everything when we doing something that we know where it is come from. By the way, we are knowing the history of an FMEA. First of all, where it was developed. It was originally developed in 1940s for use of military. In which military movements is for the developing of US military. You see, the US military has developed this technique only because of they facing the consequences and trouble and some potential failure in because of their equipments. And using this method, they provide the effective tools and they proved it. Once it's proved, and this technique was adapted by NASA and Apollo for space research also. And most widely, civil aviation industries also used, and automotive industries also used. And the Ford was the first company to use this FMEA in 1970s. Here is the graph of FMEA that when it was started and it was currently using industries also. You see, 1949 US militaries and 1960 NASA and 1970 auto industries and 1982 is AIAG. AIAG is nothing but automotive industries and action group. And 2019 is AIAG and VDA. VDA is the variable descendant allowances. Next, types of FMEA. Here is the types of FMEA that is design DFMEA, that is nothing but design failure mode of effective analysis and process failure mode of effective analysis. Yes, other and less concepts that we can make. Okay. Next, what makes an FMEA? First point, customer requirement. Customer requirement. It is nothing but the what is the need of a customer. For example, we take our college. First one, who is the customer of our college? Parents or the customers of our college. What is the exact need of the customers that we identify when they come? One of the first need will be the the students has to be having good CGPA. There has going to be the good placement and there has to be in reputed company. These are the examples for the customer requirement. And this is how we will be solved. Next one is experience and knowledge. It is nothing but while doing and handling this process, the what kind of experience that we gained and knowledge, and it can be happen for next attempt when we doing those same process. This is also same example I'm using. By the way, what is the requirement that customers when we are fulfilling that requirement? In this case, I'm saying as about the students. Students have the three categories. One is regular and upper regular and average. When we handling these kind of students, we will know that what is the need of them, of the students, how can we do for them. And while handling, what can we can gain some experience and we can make the different kind of approaches by taking the students care. That's what the experience and knowledge and the learning of lessons also same is comes under the same point. And plans and improve is nothing but it is the kind of plans we make to achieve and satisfy the customer need. Okay. Next, where it all fits. Where it all fits. Whenever we doing something new, the question will be raised for what, why, and where. These are the question that where it will be used. By the way, here also the question is where it all fits. Okay, where it all fits, we will see. It's mainly fit on product life cycle. Product life cycle. Product life cycle is nothing but it is in a complete life cycle of a product from scratch to end. It means of the paper of the documents to the real-time product. For the simple understand, we use the life cycle of butterfly that where how it will be started. The life cycle of butterfly started from the egg and caterpillar and crystal and butterfly. By the way, here also the products have some certain points and certain developments and ways to regulate it. Customer need and regulation of need and design and research and development and production manufacturing. Okay, first we will be see one by one. First one, customer requirement. Customer requirement. It is a receiving problems to solve from client and gathering information by inspired of media and brochure of current problem. For example, I'm saying customer requirement is nothing but need current need of a customer or client, whatever may be. Okay, for example, I'm saying market. Market is we have one company has to be developed on a market. So they are collecting and gathering an information from the customers. While gathering the information, they are repeatedly saying that size while comparing the market is too large while comparing to pen. So they're saying it's not very comfortable to take for some places to another place. So they say, and then what they're doing, they will overcoming those problems. That is the major first one of customers need. Next one is design. Design is the process that starts from the identification of need for a particular product. It may operate a particular product. That is means of what is the current need before from the existing product or some particular product from that example that what I said from before stage. It may originate from the pattern suggestion of the customer feed of sales and service department and market research carried out by the marketing department. These are the things and the overall design terms is sketch, drawing, shape functions and specification considering in detail and finalized at this stage. Okay. Next, after completing a proper design, then it will move to the research and development. Research and development. The design department creates a design through top down and bottom approach. Bottom up approach. Top and bottom up approach is nothing but in top down approach you see means the entire assembly will be done first and component will be done later. In bottom up means there is it's quite opposite to the top down. In bottom down up approach, the component design is done first and the product is realized by assembling of components suitable. In this case, they will make some analysis for the product wherever the area the R&D research and development. If they find any if the detailed design analysis and optimize are also carried out at this stage, it requires the design model and the simulation and final stage analysis is a sub process in design documentation in the form of detailed engineering drawing. If they are find any error, after doing all those process, if they find one single point of error also, again this process will be recreated and again it will go to the design and they once again they have to be designed and they have to be checked and then when it's come to R&D, then only they will approve the product and then it will move to the production and manufacturing. Okay, product manufacturing is nothing but is the manufacturing process of beginning the process planning and the end with real product. This is product manufacturing. The product goes through the series of continuous and refinement and improve the addition. If you see in company, there will be on series from when the product is come on from the design, they directly they won't be going into the machine and they will be make it of it. They will do one by one and step by step process. That is only I'm saying. So the product will be that is a serious and continuous requirement of the omniton feedback of the marketing and severe leads, customers, and the final one is the customer. The once the entire process is completed, then the end product will move to the quality. Quality is a department where we check whether this product is fit or unfit and whether it has any defect or not defect, and everything will be analyzed and check it. When if they also find if any type of error, again this product will be rejected and entire product has to be checked once again, and then it has to be come. This is quality. This is the complete life cycle. If you see until this come to the market, this is the complete life cycle of a product from the scratch to end. In this following process, we make it normally. There will be a failure and it will be rectified those mistakes in this point of time. Okay. If we used Fmea technique, the error which have occurred in those process while it happening will be reduced. it won't allow those error because it was identified at the stage of starting and it's itself starting phase itself. So the time also will be reduced. Okay. This is the complete product lifecycle management. Next we see product lifecycle, that is of PFMEA and DFFMEA. What is that is the questions will be raised. What is important and how do we ensure it right way? That is nothing but when we doing something newly. So and in this case of time there will be a question what is important. So when we currently we have to know the importance of the customers and we have to be ensured it in right way. This is the first question. And second question, what do they need? It is also nothing but it known as the exact need of the client and what we have to give for them and how we have to be satisfy them. This is the second question. Third, what is critical? Okay, what is critical? What are the challenges? That is nothing but if you doing something new or something in new process, at that time we will make a complete detail about the product and design and everything. At that time this FMEA team will be come and they will think, okay, this first we have to do some process and second we have to do while thinking about all this process they will make while doing this particular process or doing that particular process in which area it will be very challenging. They will think at the early stage before on the scratch point. For example, I'm saying we are cooking. While cooking, what is the very critical? We have to be so patient and we have to be stand in front of it. These are the two things is a very critical thing when we are in cooking. So by the way, it will be there for a product also, but it will be varied reason for the time and place. That is what the critical. And what will go wrong? This is the question that is nothing that the manufacturing of product or something new product we have to know that the what I say for the previous question that in some process or some certain time. By the way, here also they will handle, okay, when we are doing this kind of operation for this particular product means what will go wrong and what area of time it will break, and this kind of things they will be note it off at the first. And the same example that I am using while cooking, if you forgot to put off some ingredients like at the current stage what will be happen, the entire process of cooking will be collapsed and the output won't become a proper way and we can't able to satisfy the customer, so everything will be collapsed. By the way, is it will be happen in industries for a product also. If you are manufacturing some car or something anything else, if you didn't identify the error or at the before or early stage and the entire design and the entire production will be get affected. Then the fifth question is how can we make it better? It is nothing but of improving quality. It's simple of when we follow the following four steps at before stage itself, it automatically being better product and better quality. Okay, how can we reduce cost? This is also very simple. The main purpose of using this to reduce the cost and reduce the scrap product. Okay, these are the questions will be live on the product life cycle. Okay, next, now we see the example of FMEA. Okay, what example of FMEA? Here I show the tabular column. In this tabular column, it consists of some following tables of process, potential failure, failure and effective, severity, failure process, occurrence, current process control, detection, risk pair number, and action recommended. This is the step by step of the process. Process is nothing but here I taking some processes, cast real crystal lamp that which I have placed at the backside, that means of red light or something. Okay. In this process, we go. Here you see the word, sorry, process is real crystal lamp. That one company is manufacturing a process real crystal lamp. So second point is potential failure. Potential failure is nothing but it is the potential failure, the failure mode that where this occurs. The potential failure is the word that the failure that where will be occurs to. That you see the stud pin and stud bolt were wrongly assembled. So while making some parts, so the pin assembled area will be very wrong point. Okay, next failure effects. So because of this potential failure, what is the effect that happen for the next stage means the real crystal lamp was been rejected because it can't able to assemble at the right position. That for example, I'm saying that where the pin has to be placed, they place that place as a bolt, and where the bolt has to be placed, in that place they place as a pin. So then we can't able to make the assemble at current point of time. Okay, next point is severity. That I said very first slide, not the word of severity. The severity is the seriousness, how serious this problem is caused, and it was be ranking according to their number from 1 to 10. If the severity is number is from the starting point of 1 or to 1 to 3, or is this no very low amount of riskness. But if it came for 5 above 5, the risk priority number is very high. So here, because of it getting the entire product is rejected, so I'm giving the risk is 8. I mean severity is 8. So we have to give more importance to at the next time. So causes of failure is nothing but what is the reason of failure? Because the car rear crystal lamp was being manufacturing and the stud pin and bolt was assembled at the right place, so it can't able to assemble, so it got rejected and the severity was 8. So now what is the failure causes? Because of what this was been failed? Let me asking. Because of the fault of operator. If he rectify those mistakes at the early stage, there will be the correct, we can get it. So this here. Now next one is occurrence. Occurrence is a ranking number associated with a likelihood of failure mode, and associated is causes present product being analyzed. Uh, which are the product which are being analyzed at the present mode. That is then, and we are giving the number of it from 1 to, here also the number is 1 to 10, and I am giving the number is 2. And current process control is the it is nothing but is a method of acting and planning and already to be reduced, and they climb the risk and association, and each potential can be to reduce the risk. It is mainly of reducing the risk, and it is known as a final quality check. After once is getting rejected, once is manufactured and is not able to assemble, and it gets rejected and the severity was given, and we find out the failure causes, and then we rectify it, and then it come to the quality control department, and if they find if any error, again it will be returned, and I said clearly. So now the final quality check has been okay. Next, the direction number I am giving. Direction also the ranking number, which also is not controlling the list of details and types of control based on the criteria. The controlling criteria, what are the things based on some criteria. Here also the scaling number of 1 to 10, and I am giving number 1. So risk priority number. Risk priority is known as a numerical ranking value of the each potential failure. Okay, it is nothing but of multiplication of all severity and occurrence and direction. If you see multiplying of 2 into 8 into 1 is consists of 16. So risk priority number I am giving 16, and the action recommended, that they are the task recommended by the FMEA team and reduced and climb the risk affected the potential even the failure they should do it. Action recommended is that is only. This action recommended is nothing but that task should have to be recommended from the FMEA team. If they didn't find this, and the severe action will be taken for the team of FMEA, not for any other person belongs to all operations. If they didn't, if they find, there will be note of the good appreciation or something else, because that is their work. Okay, that means of before finding the problem when it is occurred. So that is the next action recommended. You see the stud pin is assembled and the initial step and stud bolt is assembled. Okay. The second point of the process I give the stud pin and stud bolt assemble. The same process will be repeating again and again. And here the severity was reduced, and the here also the same process. You see the stud pin and bolt not assembled. Real crystal not can't able to not able to assemble in car. Severity is 6, and operator fault, and the occurrence is 2, and final quality check, and the detection number is 1, and risk priority number 6 into 2 equal to 12. 6 into 2 into 1 equal to 12, and start pin is assembled at the initial stage. Okay. Then the complete process is overcome they face the many failures and struggles, and finally they will overcome all those and they successfully done their product. Okay, next point. Next you see the logical relationship between the FMEA element. This is that what I discussed in the previous slide. It's the same, but you can be see it very good map, very in simple line, simple pie diagram. You see, first one is item. First one is item. That means of which thing that we're going to do, and second one is function. That is the process and failure modes are the mode of where the way that will be failure. And fourth one is effects. What are the effects and consequences of the failure in the system on the process? Consider the effect of manufacturing. And fifth one is severity. And sixth one is classifications according to that. And seventh one is causes. What is the causes of failure? And eighth one is occurrence. And ninth one is control, how they control this failure. And tenth one is direction. And 11th, tenth one is direction of the ranking according to that number. And 11th one is, if you see at this point of RPN, RPN is nothing but risk priority number. After multiplying all those numbers, we will get the risk priority number and all controlling of all those process and the final outcome to the customer. Okay, next benefits of FMEA. If you see, we can say benefits of FMEA is reducing cost and field failure, scrap, properties and preventing failure before it's happened. The main point you noted, prevent the failure before it's happened and identify the controls need and identify the critical aspects of the design and process essential to control and improvement and the essential qualities. These are the benefits of FMEA. And finally, I am saying if FMEA where only the exercise is filling out from the definition could all needs to know. That is nothing but of is the only thing will filling of all the definitions could to know and you need to know. Next, everyone wants to support and if you see, finally I'm saying that everyone has to be support and accomplished to the trouble of the free product from the process and generated happy and loyal of the customer. Mainly this entire process is using to get the best and quality of the product and to reduce the scraps and to reduce the cost and reduce the time. If you see how you can ask how can we reduce the scrap? If you finding the error at the early stage before we putting off into any machines itself, you finding the error and you rectifying in an initial stage itself. So there will be the reducing of scrap and the time also will be reduced. So this is the thing that we can be comes through the FMEA. Okay, I'm ending. Okay, thank you. Finally, I'm thanking to my department and my college and my faculties to giving me this opportunity to share my somehow experience about FMEA. Thank you, sir.